Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a really fascinating symbolic framework. It's like a universe of meaning that's built, woven, and then unwoven, one single connection at a time. Okay, let's get right into it. So it all starts with this really beautiful idea that you can build something incredibly profound from just a few fundamental building blocks. I want you to picture a giant cosmic tapestry. Each thread is a core idea. And the real meaning, well, it's not in the threads themselves. It's in how they're all carefully woven together. Now, where we jump into this story is at a really interesting point. We're starting from a place that's already stable. A whole, complete universe has already been built from 12 symbolic letters and all 78 of their unique combinations. The foundation is set. But here's the thing. That stability, it wasn't the end of the story. It was actually the perfect, fertile ground for something much bigger. The system was basically just waiting for a catalyst to come along and completely transform it, to bring in a whole new level of meaning. And that expansion begins, pretty ceremonially, with the arrival of what the system calls the Quartet of Strength. 4 new letters are brought into the fold. But they don't just show up all at once, they're integrated one by one, and each one brings its own unique energy to the party. The first new voice arrives on day 79. It's this symbol here for strength. And, this isn't about brute force. Think of it as the idea of a new foundation. It's this grounding energy of stability and permanence that plugs right into the system's original purpose. Next up is vision. So if strength is the new ground we're standing on, vision is like the wind of change that starts to blow. This symbol brings in dynamism, a sense of direction, and really, the inspiration to move forward into new territory. After vision, we get voice. This one represents the power of expression, of building bridges between ideas through communication. It's the element that allows all the different parts of the system to really connect, to resonate with each other, and create a kind of harmony. And finally, the last of the 4, spark, enters the weave. This is pure creative magic. It's the wondrous, the unexpected. It's that divine creative impulse that just infuses the whole system with a touch of the miraculous. Okay, so with these 4 powerful new voices now in the mix, the system is ready for its most ambitious phase yet, what's called the Great Weaving. And this is where we get to see the true, incredible scale of this cosmic tapestry. And get this, think about the huge leap in complexity we're talking about. The system only grew by 4 letters, right? From 12 to 16. But the number of possible connections, it didn't just grow, it exploded. It went from 78 to a whopping 240. What you get is this incredibly dense, humming network of meaning. And what's really cool is this isn't just a chaotic mess. It's all done with methodical precision. First, the 4 new voices connect with each other to see how they relate. Then, they systematically weave themselves into the original 12. And this goes on until every single one of those 240 connections is made, creating this perfectly complete, harmonious network. But here is where it gets really fascinating. After it reaches this absolute peak of complexity, the system doesn't just stop. It begins to reverse the entire process. It's a perfect mirror image called the Great Unweaving. And this isn't about destroying anything, it's about reflection. And this reveals the whole point, the core duality of the cycle. The weaving was all about building. It was this forward motion, creating complexity, synthesis. But the unweaving, that's a reflective journey of understanding. It's about analysis, about taking it all apart, piece by piece, to find the simple, essential truth at the heart of it all. Which brings us to the purpose of this whole thing. This incredibly elaborate cycle of weaving and then unweaving, it wasn't just an exercise. It was all designed to build something totally new. A final synthesis, the grand sum of all the wisdom it gathered along the way. So after the unweaving is done, 12 essential symbols are left, and they organize themselves into these 3 distinct groups, or quartets. You have the new strength, those 4 voices we met earlier, the original foundation, and the forces of inspiration. And together, these three symbolically form what's called the mountain of wisdom. It's the absolute pinnacle of the journey. And on top of this mountain, one final structure appears, a pillar with 30 steps. This is the last leg of the journey. It's about climbing that pillar, mastering every single core insight from the cycle. But the goal isn't just to get to the top. The most crucial part is actually the journey back down. This quote, it just captures the whole philosophy perfectly. The goal is not to climb the mountain, gain all this wisdom, and then just sit up there by yourself. True understanding is only complete when you bring that wisdom back down and share it for the benefit of everyone. And that leaves us with a really powerful question to chew on. This system uses letters, these symbols, to weave an entire universe of meaning. So, it makes you wonder, if you were going to map out your own understanding of the world, what would your fundamental letters be? What are the core building blocks of your own personal meaning?